Namaskar. I am Gitanjali Sahu and currently I am working in Government Vocational Higher Secondary School Tangi at DCC College Tangi, Khorda. Last class we have discussed some of the concepts of database. So, students, all of you know we have already discussed regarding definition of database management system and some of the components of database like field, file, record, etc. So, I will today again summarize the details what we have discussed in the last class and we will move to the next class contents. So, what is database that we have already discussed? Base or container which stores data is known as database, while data means any raw fact or figure. As you know, anything you see in your naked eye is known as data, while when this data is getting processed, after processing the organized and structured data is represented as information, or structured organized data, processed data in a given context is known as information. Last class already we have discussed the difference between data and information. Next we have discussed definition of database. So, database is a collection of interrelated data stored together to serve multiple applications. And next we have also discussed regarding database management system. This is the computer based record keeping system that we have already discussed. Database management system is an intermediary between the user and the computer storage. In between user and a computer, this database management system acts as an intermediary. Here what happens actually, this database management system provides the facility to the user in order to create database, in order to maintain the database, in order to delete the database as per the requirement of the end user. The user who is interested for database, how he will manage this database, that is the responsibility of this database management system. Next we have discussed here in this diagram already we have discussed regarding that database management system. In one side the end users are there or application users are there, while database is there inside the computer. In between database and the end users, this database management system, which is shortly known as DBMS, is playing the role. And next we have discussed some of the advantages of database management system. What are the advantages of database management system? Some of the points we have already discussed, that is reduced data redundancy or duplicacy of data can be avoided. You can say duplicacy of data or redundancy of data can be avoided by using database management system, while there is more chances of finding duplicacy by our human users, and this redundancy leads to inconsistency in a database, which also can be controlled to a larger extent by help of this computer based record keeping system, which is known as a database management system. Also we can facilitate sharing of data and resources. As all of you know, nowadays from any particular end user can access to any database through internet also. So, sharing of data is also possible by help of this database management system. And now we have discussed regarding disadvantage of this database management system. So, all these topics we have already discussed. Now we will move to the content of next class, that is data modeling. So, DBMS includes a concept data model. Already we have discussed regarding our the data abstraction concept, which includes 3 different level of data abstraction. One is our physical level data abstraction, that is the internal level data abstraction. Second one is our logical level data abstraction or conceptual level data abstraction, and the third one is our external level data abstraction or viewer level data abstraction. That means some of the features of database are hidden from the user, as all the end users are not concerned with the internal details of database structure. That is why some features of the database should not be disclosed before the user. It is a blessing that this database system have this facility to hide some concepts inside it, which is known as data abstraction, and this data abstraction is implemented by help of these data models. Now, we will discuss regarding data model definition and different types of data models. So, data models define how the logical structure of a database is modeled. These data models are fundamental entities to introduce abstraction in a DBMS. Data models define how data is connected to each other and how they are processed and stored inside the system. The very first data model could be a flat data model, while all the data used are to be kept in the same plane in this flat data model. Earlier, the data models were not so very scientific, hence they were prone to introduce lots of duplication or redundancy, and some of the updation anomalies are also introduced by help of all those ancient days data models. Hence, those flat data models are avoided nowadays, and in modern days some other data models are getting used. Here are given some examples of data models, some types of data models. One is our hierarchical data model, this is the first data model. Next is network data model, then relational data model, next is our object oriented data model, and entity relationship data model. So, these are all different types of data models. Also many more data models are there, but as per our syllabus we will discuss regarding all these data models. So, first we will discuss regarding this hierarchical data model. As its name tells, hierarchical data model, here that this data model is just like a tree structure. That means, a root node will be there, and from the root node, just like branches of tree, there are number of branches of this model. So, hierarchical model was the first DBMS model. This model organizes the data in the hierarchical tree structure. The hierarchy starts from the root, which has root data, and then it expands in the form of a tree, adding child node to the parent node. This model easily represents some of the real world relationships like food recipes, site maps of a website, and a shoe sub structure, etc. Here I have given hierarchical data model diagram. Here one example is given of a shoe sub file. We can represent relationship between the shoes present on a shopping website in the following way, where shoes here shows the root or parent node, and out of this parent node 2 branches are branched, that is women's shoes and men's shoes. While women's shoe is having again 2 different branches, one is high heels, another is bellies, while the men's shoes is again having 2 different branches, that is sports shoes and sneakers. So, this is the example of a hierarchical model structure. Now, we will discuss different advantages and disadvantages of a hierarchical model. Advantages of hierarchical model is it is very simple and it is fast to traverse through the tree like structure. As it is a tree like structure, hence from the root node to the child node, it is very easy to traverse or easy to move through the hierarchical model. Any change in the parent node can automatically be reflected in the child node, as here the child node is derived from the parent node, hence any change that is implemented in the parent node is reflected in the child node, and hence integrity of data is maintained very well in this hierarchical model. While what are the disadvantages? Now, complex relationships are not supported in this hierarchical model, as the child node cannot have more than one parent, as it does not support more than one parent concept of a child. Hence, a node, if we have some complex relationship where a child node needs to have two parent node, then that cannot be represented using this model. If a parent node is deleted, then the child node is automatically deleted. Hence, these are the disadvantage of hierarchical structure which does not support complex data structures, where there is the need of more than one parent of the child node. Now, we will discuss another data model, that is our network data model. This model is an extension of the hierarchical model. Already we have discussed that the hierarchical model is a tree like structure where roots are there and again branches are there, while in case of network model, the here the model is same as the hierarchical model. The only difference is that the record can have more than one parent. This network model records can having more than one parent, which is not supported in our hierarchical model. It replaces the hierarchical tree with a graph. Means here in this hierarchical tree, a graph structure is replaced in case of tree in the hierarchical data model. This model is an extension of this hierarchical model. Here is given one example of a network model. All of you see this picture. In the example below, we can see that node the node that has two parents. Here college is the root node or parent node, while out of college two branches are derived, one is CSE department, another is library, while the CSE department and library both are parenting to the child student, or the child node student is having two parent nodes, one is CSE department, another is library. Hence, here more complex concepts can be implemented in the database, and here the child node can inherited from more than one parent. Advantage and disadvantage of network data model. What are the advantage and what are the disadvantage of network data model? The data can be accessed faster as compared to the hierarchical model. This is because the data is more related to the network model and there can be more than one path to reach a particular node. To reach a particular node, as already we have seen, more than one parents are there and there is a closed graph. It is not like a hierarchical structure where the tree structure or branching structure is having no closed graph. There is only one path to travel in case of a hierarchical model, while in case of a network model there is a closed graph structure, that is records are arranged in a closed graph structure. Hence, the parent child relationship is so that data integrity is achieved here. Any change in parent record is reflected in the child record also, and here the data can be accessed in many ways as there are many paths to the child from the parent. While some of the disadvantage of network model is this is more here the child node is having more relationships need to be handled, the system might get complex. So, an user must be having detailed knowledge about the model to work with this model. If the system analyst is having not much knowledge regarding the model, then he cannot work, as here more complex relationships are getting handled. Any change like updation, deletion, insertion are here very complex as there are multiple paths from the parent to the child. Hence, these are some of the advantage and disadvantage of network model. Next, we will discuss regarding object oriented data model. Another data model, that is object oriented data model, which is more scientific, and nowadays the real world entities and real world problems are more closely represented in this object oriented data model. In this model, both data and relationships are present in a single structure known as an object. Here in the object oriented data model, both the attributes as well as the properties of one entity is represented by help of a tool known as a object. We can store audio, video, images etc. in the database, which was not possible in the relational data model. In relational data model, there are some problems in storing audio, video or images, which was avoided here in object oriented data model. Although nowadays you can store audio and video in relational database, it is advised not to store in relational database, as the database becomes slow and much memory is consumed in storing audio, video and images. In this model, two or more objects are connected through links. We use this link to relate one object to other object. So, by help of a link we can connect two objects. Here is given one object example of object oriented data model. Here employee is one object while department is another object. This employee is having properties or attributes like name, job title, phone number, salary and department ID. Employee is one object which represents the properties and attributes on employee, while department is another object which is having characteristics like department ID, department name and the method is related, the property related to department is change department. So, both these objects are connected with each other by help of a line in between, that is a link, that is known as a link. Hence, in object oriented data model, more than one objects are connected with each other by help of a link, while each individual object is object consists of a number of attributes as well as properties. Now, we will move to relational data model. So, what does it mean by relational data model? The most popular data model in DBMS is the relational data model. It is more scientific a model than others. This model is based on the first order predicate logic and defines a table as an n-ary relation. If there are one number of attributes, then it is having unary. If it is having two number of attributes, then it is a binary, or if it is having three number of attributes, then it is known as a ternary relation, and if there are n number of attributes or columns, then the relational model is known as n-ary relation. The main highlight of this model are data is stored in tables or related. Already we all know in relational data model, the data are represented in a tabular structure where number of rows and number of columns are there. So, this table consists of number of rows and columns, while the data is stored in tables, while relations can be normalized. So, what does it mean by normalized? Normalization means in a relation no two different records will match with each other, means all the values in the file will be atomic. That means each individual record is unique, that is that will not match with any other record. This is the property which can be achieved by help of normalization, which is there or which facility is available there in our relational data model. Hence, this is the most popular data model that is used nowadays. In normalized relations, values saved are atomic values. Each row in a relation contains a unique value. Already I have told that in each row, individual row will carry unique value, no two row data will match, and each column in a relation contains values from a same domain. Each individual column will carry similar type of data. You can say in a particular field only one type of data will be stored. For example, if I will say roll number of a student, then roll number of a student will be only numeric, or if there are 20 number of students in a class, then and this roll number range is 1 to 20, then I can say that the roll number of students of +2 first year will not exceed 1 to 20, because there are only 20 number of students and a roll number starts from 1. So, these are all the facilities available in our relational data model, while roll number field will carry only numeric data. Name consists of a set of characters. Here another example is given in a relational data model, that is employee table. Here you see in this employee table there are 7 number of columns or attributes. One is employee ID, another is employee name, job name, salary, mobile number, department ID and a project ID. This table consists of 7 number of columns, while these columns store in each individual column you can store only one type of data. You see employee ID is after A001, after A002, after A003. This is nothing but combination of alphanumerics. Initially after A is common, after that the numeric values are changing. So, employee ID column stores similar type of data. Like this, employee name stores set of characters like John, Adam, etc. Like this, the salary column stores large integer values, where salary of the employee is stored. So, in salary column we cannot write like John, because this can store only numeric data, and the mobile number is another column where you can store a set of alphabets, set of numbers which are considered as characters. So, similarly, in each individual column we can store only one type of data in employee in a relation. Now, we will discuss regarding advantage and disadvantage of relational model. So, what are the advantage and what are the disadvantage of this relational model? First one is simple. The advantage is the relational model is very simple to understand. This model is simple as comparison to network model and hierarchical model. This model is scalable. So, what does it mean by scalable? Means you can map this model into tables directly. This model can be easily scaled, as we can add as many columns as we want, as many rows we want in the relation as per our requirement. Hence, this is known as scalability of the model. Next concept is structural independence. We can make changes in the database structure. We can make changes in the database structure without changing the way to access data. Structure of the database can be changed by using alter table command. Here, by changing the database structure, there is the logical level or the conceptual level data will not get affected. This is known as the structural independence. When we can make changes in the database structure without affecting the capability to DBMS to access the data, we can say that the structural independence has been achieved. So, this is the these are all the advantages of relational data model. Now, we will go to disadvantage of relational data model. Whenever we are finding some advantage, also we are having some disadvantage of everything that exists in world. Here like this, in every data model there are some advantage and also some disadvantages are there. So, what are the disadvantages of relational data model? There are the burden of hardware overheads. For hiding the complexities and making things easier for the user, this model requires more powerful hardware computers and data storage devices. As this provides a great flexibility to the user to handle data, to modify the structure of database. Hence, it is burdened with another disadvantage, that is having hardware overheads. Next concept is bad design. As it is very easy to design, hence different user just design the table as per their knowledge. So, this may not match one the design by one user may not match with the other user. The design that is done by the system analyst may not match for the developer. So, this may lead to a bad database design. So, a relational data model is very easy to design and use. So, the users do not need to know how the data is stored in order to access it. This ease of design can lead to the development of a poor database which would slow down if the database grows. This is about the advantage and disadvantage of a relational data model. Next, one of the important data model that is covered in your syllabus we will discuss now, that is our entity relationship data model. So, what does it mean by entity relationship model? This entity relationship model, or simply we say it as a ER model, is a high level data model diagram. In this model, we represent the real world problem in the pictorial form to make it easy for the stakeholders to understand. All of you know that a picture says 1000 words. If we are speaking 1000 words, that will be equivalent to a picture. So, like this ER model is nothing but a pictorial representation of a model, while it is easy to understand for the stakeholders, or the system analyst can easily communicate through the stakeholders by help of this ER model. It is also very easy for the developers to understand the system by looking at the ER diagram. As all of us know that a diagram is explains much better as a comparison to words, hence by help of a ER diagram developers can better understand the concept of a database design. We use this ER diagram as a visual tool to represent an ER model. So, ER diagram is used to represent an ER model. This is nothing but a pictorial tool or visual tool. Now, we will discuss some of the fundamental terms, those are related to ER diagram. So, mainly 3 different components are used in ER diagram, that is entity, attribute and a relationship. So, what does it mean by entity? Entity is a real world thing. It can be a person, a place or even a concept. For example, if we are going to handle a database for student management in a school or college, then in the first of all we will decide what are the entities. Teachers may be one entity, students may be entity, courses may be entity, buildings, departments, these all will come in the category of entity. Hence, we can say entity can be a person, a place or even a concept. Now, we will go for attributes. What does it mean by attribute? Already in the relational model, I have told you that each column is known as attribute of the table, or in a relation each individual field describes the each individual field is known as a attribute. Attribute is just the characteristics of an entity. An entity contains a real world property called attribute. This is the characteristic of that entity. For example, the teacher has the property like teacher ID, salary, age, etc. Student is having attributes student roll number, student registration number or student ID and student name, address, phone number, etc. So, the characteristics of an entity is known as attribute, while relationship tells how two attributes are related. For example, teacher works for a department. Relationship tells how two attributes are related with each other. For example, a teacher works for a department, student registers for examination, or the student registers in the school or college. This is the relationship. This relationship is explained by mapping cardinalities. This relationship may be one to one, one to many, many to one and many to many. There are different mapping cardinalities are also there in the ER diagram. Here in the diagram given the entity and attribute and relationship structure. The entities are represented in rectangles while attributes are represented in ellipses. Entity, here you may say the first entity may be student, the second entity may be a teacher. So, student may have two attributes like student roll number, student name, while second entity may be having another attribute known as teacher, having teacher ID and teacher name. And the relationship between student and teacher is represented by a diamond shape or a rhombus symbol. This is the structure of one ER model. Next we will go for one example of a ER model that explains relationship between teacher and department. This is one entity relationship example, entity relationship diagram example. First entity here is represented by the first rectangle left in the left side, that is teacher, while in right side the department entity is there. While teacher entity is having number of attributes, 5 number of attributes here. One is teacher ID, another is teacher name, then mobile number of teacher, age of the teacher and salary of teacher. This entity is having 5 number of attributes, while teacher works for department. The teacher entity works for the department, while department is having two different attributes, those are represented by two ellipses. One is department ID, another is department name, and the relationship between teacher and department is represented by a rhombus symbol or a diamond shape. Now, all of you clear regarding this ER diagram? This explains the relationship between teacher and department with a relationship diagram, and here entities are represented by rectangles, while the attributes of each individual entity is represented by ellipses. Now, we will discuss different features of ER model. The graphical representation for better understanding is very easy and simple to understand it. So, it can be used by the developers to communicate with the stakeholders. Here already I have told that this ER diagram is nothing but a pictorial representation of a model, hence it is very easy to communicate the concept of the stakeholders and a system analyst. Second concept is ER diagram is a visual tool for representing the model, or it is a pictorial form of the model, and this model helps the database designers to build the database and is widely used in database design. This model helps the database designers to build the database, and hence it is widely used as it is more scientific as comparison to the hierarchical model and network model. What are the advantages of ER model? This is very simple. The first advantage is it is very simple. Conceptually, ER model is very easy to build. If we know the relationship between the attributes and the entities, we can easily build the ER diagram for the model. Next, effective communication tool. Already I have told that this model is widely used by database designers for communicating with their ideas with the clients or with the stakeholders. Now, easy conversion to many model. This is this model supports mapping, very easy mapping to other models. This model maps well to the relational model and can be easily converted relational model by converting ER model to the table. So, converting from table to ER model or from ER model to table is very easy and simple. Hence, this model can also be converted to any other model like hierarchical model, network model or any other model. Next, we will discuss disadvantage of ER model. What are the disadvantages of ER model? No industry standard for notation. There is no standardization in ER model. Hence, there will be no the developer might use notations which are not understood by other developer, or if someone is designing the database in one way, then another developer may design the same ER diagram in a different way, that may not match, because there is no particular standard maintained in this ER model. And as this ER model handles very complex structures, hence the information might be lost or hidden in the ER model. As it is a high level view, so there are chances of hiding some of the detailed information that is required in the database system. These are all the advantage, disadvantage and features of ER model. Now, we will detailedly go for designing an ER diagram. Any object, for example, entities, attributes of an entity, relationship sets and attributes of relationship sets can be represented with the help of an ER diagram. Anything you can represent by help of an ER diagram. So, what does it mean by entity and what is attribute? Already we have discussed. Now, we will go for detailed denotion of these attributes, entities and relationships, by which we can go for designing any database as per our requirement. So, entities are represented by means of rectangles, already I have told. Here is also one example is given, one is a student entity, another is teacher entity and third one is project entity. While the student entity is represented by a rectangle, while it is named as student, as it tells about this entity just denotes the student details. Rectangles are named with the entity set they represent, and student entity represents students, teacher entity represents teachers and the project entity represents the project details. Next is attributes. What are the properties of the entities? The properties of the entities is known as attributes. Attributes are represented by means of ellipses. Already I have told you that attributes of entities are represented by ellipses, and every ellipse represents one attribute and is directly connected to the entity. The attributes are directly connected to the entity, while entity is represented by a rectangle and attributes are represented by help of ellipse shape or oval shape, and each individual attribute just denotes one characteristic of the entity that is connected with a straight line to the entity. Next, we will discuss regarding multi-valued attributes. Multi-valued attributes means if there are more than one value. Nowadays, all of us know that one person is having more than one phone number. I have one Airtel phone number, another Jio phone number. Hence, this phone number is, or one student may having more than one phone number at the time of taking admission or at the time of filling of forms for examination. We just keep phone number of students for further communication. So, what happens here? You see, in this structure, student is the entity, while the student is having number of attributes like roll number, birth date, name, first name and last name. You see here, phone number is having double ellipse shape, means the student may have more than one phone number, that is represented in the ER model as a double ellipse form, and that is again connected to the student by a straight line. So, these are all the attributes of a student, while again you see the attribute name is again having two different attributes, one is first name, then is last name, second is last name. Hence, attributes having more than one branch also can be classified again and represented in another ellipses. Next we will go for derived attributes. So, the double ellipse represents the multi-valued attributes, while the derived attributes are represented by help of dotted or dashed lines. Here you see student is having phone number, age, birth date, name and roll number, while out of birth date we can calculate the age. Age is not a separate attribute of the student. As per current date, we can calculate the age of the student with reference to the birth date. Hence, student entity is having one attribute age that can be derived from birth date. Hence, that is represented by a dashed ellipse. This is the example of a derived attributes concept in a data ER model. Now, we will discuss regarding different type of relationships. What are the different relationship among entities? Relationships are represented by a diamond shape, already we have discussed. Now, name of the relationship is written inside the diamond box given here in the example. All the entities or rectangles participating in a relationship are connected to it by a line. Here in the left side one entity is there, in the right side one entity is there. In between the relationship is represented by a diamond shaped box. Next, binary relationship concept and the cardinality. A relationship where two entities are participating is called a binary relationship. Here you see in the diagram there are two entities and in between two entities one relationship is placed with a diamond shaped box. Cardinality is the number of instances of an entity from a relation that can be associated with the relation. Next is the concept one to one relationship, one to many relationship, many to one and many to many. Already I have told there are four different associations there. One is one to one, when only one instance of an entity is associated with the relationship, then it is called as 1:1 relationship. Or we can say from the left side only one instance of the entity, again from the right side only one instance of the entity when are related with each other, then it is known as or when they are associated with each other, this is known as a 1:1 cardinality. While another is our one to many relationship, when more than one instance of an entity is associated with a relationship, it is marked as 1:n, one to many relationship. That means, from the left side only one instance of the entity, while from the right side many instances of the entity will be related with each other, then it is explained by the cardinality one to many relationship. Next is the concept many to one. So, what is many to one relationship? When more than one instance of entity is associated with the relationship, it is marked as n:1. That means, when from the left side many instances of the entity is associated with the single instance of the entity represented in right side, then it is known as many to one relationship. And another is many to many relationship. Here in the given diagram, in the left side entity n instances of the left side entity when associated with n instances of the right side entity, then it is known as many to many relationship. The following image reflects that more than one instance of an entity on the left and more than one instance of the entity on the right can be associated with a relationship. It depicts many to many relationship. Now, we will discuss one important ER diagram that is related to a bank. This is a complex structure. To get a detailed idea regarding ER model and ER diagram, we will discuss regarding this bank management system. Banks, before going for ER diagram, just we have to keep in knowledge what will be the entities, what are the attribute of the entities may be, and all the details we have to keep in mind. What will be the relationship among all these entities and relations, all these will be keep in mind, and with all these concept we will go for designing a bank management system. Here first we will think that banks are having number of customer. Banks have customer, banks are identified by a name, code, address of main office. Banks are having number of branches in a city and in the country as well, while branches are identified by a branch number, branch name and a address, while customers are identified by name, customer ID, phone number and a address. Customer can have one or more accounts. One may have one or more accounts. Accounts are again of different types, may be current account, may be savings account. So, these are, and accounts are identified by account number, account type and a balance. Also customers can avail loans from the bank, and loans are identified by loan ID, loan type and a amount. Account and loans are related to bank's branch. So, all these are the details regarding a bank management system, while this diagram explains in detail regarding this bank management system. This is the ER diagram of a bank, while in the top we are seeing two different entities, one is bank, another is a branch. The bank is an entity which is represented by a rectangle, while bank is having name, code and address. These are the attributes or these are the characteristics of a bank. One is a bank code, just like IFSC code. Here bank code is underlined because this is unique for each individual bank, through which we can identify the bank, and this is also known as the primary key, or in the ER diagram the primary key is underlined always, by which we can distinctly identify each individual record in the database. Then bank has branch. Branch is the another entity that is associated with the bank, while each branch is having branch ID, branch name, address and all these are the attributes represented by ellipses, while this is a this branch ID is underlined with a dashed line, and the branch is associated with a loan, or relationship between branch and loan is branch offers loan to customers. So, branch offer loan and loan is availed by customer. Here offer and availed by are relationships, while branch, loan and customer all are entities. Like this, branch maintain account, account is an entity, while account is held by customer. So, availed by, hold by are relationships represented by diamond box, while customer is having number of attributes like customer ID, customer name, phone and address, while customer ID is the primary key by which you can uniquely identify each individual customer. Two customers may be having the same name, same address or may have same phone number, but no two customers having the same customer ID. Hence, this is the primary key by help of which you can uniquely find the customers from the customer entity. Similarly, the loan attribute is having attributes like loan entity is having attributes like loan ID, loan type and amount. How much amount is one want to borrow from the bank. Like this, account is having number of attributes like account number, account type and balance, while account number is the primary key by help of which we can get details distinct account details from the account entity. So, this is the banking management system that is represented by a diagram. Next is the concept of structured query language. Next we will go for structured query language. The structured query language is a database query language that is used for sorting and managing data in a relational database management system. This SQL was the first commercial language introduced for EFCR's relational model of a database. Today, almost all RDBMS like MySQL, Oracle, Infomix, Sybase, MS Access use SQL as the standard database query language, and in the next class we will discuss regarding this SQL queries. With this I will finish this class is finished. Thank you.